Blessings, everyone. This is Pine Grove News Live. 6:01 p.m. here on the East Coast, and it's Monday. Yep, kind of a blur. I'm just staring out the window, watching the buds on the trees, on some of them. Very bright. Yeah, eh, just a blur. I like playing that song. I mean, want to be okay. All these things that we see today, the things that we go through each and every day, every one of us. I don't think there's not one that's left out. I don't care who they are. I don't care how much money they have or they don't have. We all go through something. Part of the human conditioning. Well, what we think is the human conditioning. I actually think it's part of your spiritual conditioning. We call it a human condition. It's not human at all. We just temporarily rent these vessels out so we can go through these things, so we can learn, because we're all, we're not from here. We're going to a different place. We're being taught. We go through our trials to get rid of, the things that we just don't need. Things that sometimes we hold on to, but we just don't need. The things that we claim that we need, what we just want them. We just want. With that, everyone, there's not much news out there tonight, so this should be pretty quick. Of course, I've said that before, but I hope everyone's doing okay. Constant prayers, people. We need constant prayers. So many dark things going on in this world, and there is only one hope. I hope that you can see that as well as I can. At least today, because there was a time when I didn't. I was just stumbling forward into one day, into the next day. Sometimes dreaming, sometimes imagination runs wild, and come up with all these plans, and just don't work out the way you want them to work out. Almost never for me. I know some, claim that it's worked out just fine for them, but a lot of them are telling tall tales. In any case, since Jesus Christ called me and I answered. He's called me a long time ago, but I finally answered. Since I finally answered, since I finally asked the right questions, that hope that Jesus brings, that we know about. I mean, once you ask these things, you need to ask the question. You really do. Why are we here? It just seems like there's so much more, Lord. Why are we here? Why am I here? All my days have just been battles and defeats, occasional victories, but mostly defeats. When you get in that position, please listen to that song, first of all. You're going to be okay. And you will. And you get in that position, and Jesus tells you about that place where you're broken, that you need to be broken in order to hear these things. Otherwise, you think that you're, going about your days all by yourself on your own momentum. And sometimes, that's the case, and we know where that goes. It just find some cul-de-sac somewhere, and you keep going around in circles, and you don't know how to get out. Now, brings direction. He will answer you. I answered him by asking those questions, and I waited for the answers. It didn't take too long. I think the first answer was 2 weeks when the Jehovah's Witnesses showed up at my door. I mean, I can laugh about it now, but it was an answer for me at that time. Jehovah's Witnesses or not, he answered me. Yeah, with a little humor. Serious as I was about the whole thing and being so broken, he still wanted to instill the sense of humor that he had too. It's just weird. But we all walk differently. So God bless you all, and let's get down with some of this news. I believe that you already. I don't know if we're going to that one first. No, we're not. But this one, let me put this up there first. That can be played before I go back to One American News Network. Okay, so back to this. Democrats outraged over the plan to relocate illegal aliens to sanctuary cities. You remember that, right? I thought it was perfect. What Trump said. I mean, he kind of redacted that a little bit today, I believe. I think I saw an article out there saying that he just wanted really to see what the reaction was going to be. But this is what he said Friday, that he was going to send all the illegals, and I think he should. I think he should make that point and send those illegals because they want them. I'll let them, go show them exactly what they're asking for. I don't think they realize what they're asking for. In any case, let's play this for about 1:46 seconds.
Democrats in the mainstream media are up in arms over a plan to relocate illegal aliens to sanctuary cities. One America's Pearson Sharp has a report.
After demanding open borders and then turning illegal aliens loose all across the country, Democrats are outraged after President Trump said they might actually have to live next to some of them. On Friday, President Trump doubled down on plans to release illegal immigrants into sanctuary cities, confirming the idea is still under strong consideration. Trump went a step further as well, suggesting such a move should make the radical left happy. It's not the first time the president has made such a proposal, which was initially put forward by senior White House advisor Stephen Miller. The first time was back in November, when a massive caravan of illegal aliens was storming its way up to America's borders. President Trump explained that since Democrats refuse to protect our borders and prevent these illegals from coming in the first place, that they shouldn't mind living with them in sanctuary cities. After all, isn't that the purpose of a sanctuary city? But radical celebrity activists like Alyssa Milano blasted the idea, calling it sick and twisted. Democratic presidential candidate Julian Castro condemned the move as well.
Now they're talking about, busing families to particular cities to target political opponents. These folks want us to choose cruelty as a weapon against these people and against political opponents.
I'm going to stop at this. So how does cruelty play a part in this? Yes, I mean, our politicians, they're always playing with their political agendas and everything that they do. Don't think that they're doing anything for you. That's not what's going on. Torture them, give me a break. All we're doing is picking the illegals, and putting them in the sanctuary cities, the ones that want them. I think that's a good deal. I don't want them here in Connecticut. Don't want them here. I want the legals. It's okay for the legals to be here. I mean, there's plenty of legal immigrants here that work some of the farms because they can't pay enough. I mean, these guys, that come in there, work the farms, the tree farms, and other farms like that. They come by themselves. They're bussed all together. They're usually housed on the property, or there's some kind of setup for them. They don't make a whole lot of money, but they're there. They get room and board while they're there, and the money they send home. They get whatever they want at the end of the paycheck, and I usually see lines that are way out in the there's a big line. All I can say is there's a big line that usually goes into the package store. Sometimes they just cash their check. I guess that's how they do it. There's check cashing places, but anyway. And that works for them. In any case, let's move on. Oh yeah, this is from Signs of the Last Days. An epidemic has 1,200 dead and 115,000 sick from the measles. This is the first I'm hearing of this in Madagascar. Historic breakout. Of course, I don't go to the Signs of Last Days every day, but at least I would have heard something like this, earlier. This is a big jump. Nothing that I've heard. 1,200 dead from measles. I guess I'm going to have to look that one up. I didn't know that it could kill 1,200 people, 115,000 sick. I mean, that's a huge increase. I mean, what happened here? Did the measles get, what do you call that? Did a new strain develop that we're not hearing about? There are other epidemics of these measles in our country. I mean, wait till you get to the article about what New Yorkers are doing with their outbreak. It's just, really silly and stupid, and just goes to show you some of the thought patterns of the people at this time and age, man. But prayers for these people, if this is true, in Madagascar, this historic breakout, 1,200 dead. I mean, Lord help them. Yeah, as this, let's see, Madagascar measles cases are also rising in the United States. We've heard that a long time ago, but we haven't heard about this big one in other parts of the world, indeed, probably from the resistance to vaccinating children. So they're going to blame it all on the resistance to vaccinate. Here we go. So this sounds like a, propaganda to me. I have not heard about this story, and I look for this stuff all the time. I do at least 2 hours of research every day before the news, and I'm always finding research and stories afterwards while I'm in the process of editing and posting and so on. And I have not heard about this Madagascar problem until today. It doesn't mean that it's not true and it hasn't happened. But, when there are when the resistance, we'll call it resistance because they're going to call it resistance. When you have this resistance to taking these vaccines, and good reason, I mean, just go to, what's that? Lordy, Health Ranger. That guy, I'm trying to remember the site. I mean, I'm on there almost every day. It's just amazing how at least one thing just totally blanks out of my head. Must be the 4G that's flying around in this room. Yeah, don't worry, we're going to get 5G. Yeah. Listen to the president for a couple of minutes at the end here. And he's all gung-ho for this 5G. But anyways, yeah, resistance to vaccinating children as parents balk at a crucial vaccine. Okay, New York, I'll show you that article if I can see it. At least, yeah, there it is. Okay, New York City is now trying to halt a measles outbreak by ordering mandatory vaccinations in one Brooklyn neighborhood. Oh, well, that's not the story, but they are trying to do that. This is the story from New York. Okay, from NWO report. New York parents are holding measles parties to immunize kids instead of getting vaccinated. Yeah, that just tells you where their freaking heads are. So they're going to take all their kids, they're going to have parties, and they're going to find some kids that have the measles, and they're going to let their children interact with these already sick children with the measles. First of all, the parents that bring their child to these parties, okay, while they're sick like that, they should be arrested or fined for some abuse, don't you think? And these parents as well. I mean, these parents, I mean, this is just as bad as bringing them to the public library and letting them be indoctrinated into the LGBTQ thing. That's just crazy. Well, New York officials have warned that parents in the city are holding measles parties where they intentionally expose their unvaccinated children to infected child in an attempt to make their child naturally immune to the disease. I mean, basically, that's what vaccines are they not? They're supposed to be, contain, I guess, a milder strain or potency of that particular, like the flu shot. Yeah, they do vaccinate you with the flu. And it's to build up a resistance. Your immune system will build up this resistance. Now, if that was the only thing that was in it, that'd be fine. I know when I've taken my vaccines when I was young and some other polio, something shot in the arm that you were required to do, so anyways, attempt to make the children naturally immune to disease. Nowadays, they just add so many things to it. And you know the agenda about that. We don't have to talk about that right now. You should know that agenda. All right, so move on to this, also from NWO report. Fox News Shepard Smith cuts off French official for alluding to Islamic arson of the Notre Dame Cathedral. Anyway, that was the one thing I wanted to say to you. You all should know that that's what's happened today. That's the thing in the news. This Notre Dame Cathedral burning down. But anyways, this fake Fox News. I mean, I like watching a couple people from Fox News, like that judge who, was kicked off her show for a week or two. And I like Tucker Carlson, the conversations that he has with other people. I just like the way he chuckles at him. Anyways, but I mean, this is the guy. This is the guy, Shepard Smith. He's the one that came out, 2 years ago? First time ever that a mainstream media talking head came out and told the world that any day now, the West Coast will have a, huge earthquake and that we should all be prepared any day now. So now 2 years later, they're still saying that, and it's true. I mean, there's a couple things that people are waiting to happen. And a lot of the West Coasters have really, they're kind of questioning why they aren't getting earthquakes as much as they used to. They're basically asking, well, where are the earthquakes? Because that's what they have out there. So in any case, I'm Fox News. I guess it was still labeled, fake news or scripted. But I think some go off the rail, and of course they get in trouble for it, like the judge there. In any case, that's out there. Would have liked to have seen it. Let's see, where can we go? Go to strange sounds. Severe storms turn deadly in the south. Large and dangerous tornadoes hit Texas. Dozens injured, 2 children killed, significant damage. 180,000 in the dark. I tell you, last night we had some really big thunderstorms and lightning going off all around us. I was up quite a bit last night because the rain was just so hard and torrential. It just woke me up. And then myself and my wife also woke up at one other time during the night. Of course, we woke up at the same time. And when that happened, there was no power. Some bolt of lightning, something hit pretty close to the house, which in a, big storm like that. I mean, you expect that. But that woke me up, and, we know, I don't know how long the power went out, but it was out when we woke up. Came back on shortly after we woke up, but I remember that blue light, new clock that she bought, so really bright blue at night, huge numbers. I mean, I don't get it, because the one we had there before was working just fine. But that thing was blinking. You know what happens when the power goes off and comes back on? You got to reset everything. Got to reset the stove, all the clocks. The only thing that's set is the computers, which is just blinking off and on. Yeah. Not have been able to go back to sleep with that. Yeah, they're talking about these tornadoes. I mean, I think this is the season, or we're getting close to the season. Tornado season. 2 tornadoes hit near Alto, Texas, within 90 minutes of each other. 2 children and a man have been, their deaths have been attributed to the storm. I'll leave that link for you. Yeah, this one, because actually it's Monday, and you can always find news. It's a little slow on big, huge headlines. This is a headline. From Strange Sounds, they always have something good like this. I like to go over there and see what's going on with things like this. This eerie black smoke ring, floats in the sky over Denver, Colorado. It probably came from the airport. So there it is. That's one formation of it, and there's another picture and actually a video in it in another shape. So dozens of people saw something odd in the sky over Denver around the sunset on Saturday and took to social media with great wonder about the mysterious cloud-like feature. It resembled a smoke ring and appeared to float by with subtle changes to the shape over time. And so there's one picture, but here's one right here. Yeah, so there's all kinds of explanations, of course, ranging from aliens to failing transformers to a flock of birds or insects. Because I don't know about this ring. I mean, I have seen insects and birds fly. I don't know about a ring, but I've seen them like this, in bunches. Very interesting, especially when all these birds get together. And they make kind of like waves, just black dotted waves that just roll, over the horizon. Pretty cool. But this one, it's 44 seconds. It doesn't really move a whole lot. I mean, you can see it. It actually even looks fake from there, I wonder when you get these things blinking off and on. Maybe it was just a phone or camera it was put on, but you can definitely see, the clouds underneath it. With this thing rolling to the right. Anyway, nothing spectacular except that. Oh, I mean, nobody's come up with an explanation yet. Oh, on here. Oh, I didn't see this one. Raw footage. You see these was that power lines or was that cranes? That possibly could happen with a transformer blowing up. How'd they put that in there? But there you go, that's that. And then, yeah, that's all we really need to see. What is this? Oh, look at that. Maybe these fire shoots out a flame, makes a ring. Very interesting. Yeah, so interesting, just interesting. Nothing earth shaking or shattering. No aliens really. Colorado. Okay, you remember this story about the red flag? Warning about the gun laws. If your neighbor's going spastic and he's got a gun, you can call up 911 and the police can come over and take their guns away. So, Colorado adopts this red flag gun law to take guns away from those deemed a threat. Sheriff says he won't enforce it. Well, good for him. I think it's a ridiculous freaking law. I mean, if these people or this person, whoever gets called on, I mean, if they have a history of this stuff, then I guess, I don't know. I guess you would probably have to take it away from him or her. Or at least, suspend their use for a while until they get anger management or something. What's the other one called? Biofeedback. Yeah. Yeah, I had to try that. I've had to go through anger management one time. Yes, I did. Yes, I mean, a lot of times, yes, I would get mad. I would fly off the handle. I mean, I'm part Cherokee Indian, and I guess that's the trait that they've given me. So I'll have to thank my heritage for that. But in any case, he won't do it. So Colorado became the 15th state. Didn't know there was that many states. I knew there was a couple. 15th, 1-5 state to adopt the red flag gun law on Monday, which allows individuals to be flagged by household members or acquaintances who file a court order, much like a restraining order, deeming the person a threat. Okay, well, I thought they could just call 911. I thought that's what I've heard earlier, but they have to go and get a court order themselves. Well, that's different. But I guess it's when it first came out, it was matter of interpretation. But anyways, lots of crazy things and laws going on out there. And so here's this one. I just got it for y'all. I know y'all know about it anyway. Massive fire rages, and I already heard. I heard that it was burnt down. That's the last thing I heard. I've been hearing about this thing all day. Some of the news outlets that are on actually AM radio, kind of making a joke about it, but no more, what do you call that? The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So the Hunchback is going to have to find a new home, kind of sick jokes like that. So there you go. This historic Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Collection of dramatic videos and photos spread through social media showing the proof and spire of the nearly 900-year-old cathedral. Wow, is it that old? Man, that's a shame. It was that old. It just seems to, these things that are of historic significance in one way or another, whether through architecture or history and other means. The Library of the Alexandria. But it said that the Vatican got a hold of most of that library anyway, at least the stuff that they wanted to save. That was a shame, that Alexandria library burning up. Yeah, too bad, because NASA, if it happened, earlier, NASA probably could have claimed that their data and their technology to go to the moon may have been lost in the Alexandria library. You believe that? Yeah, that NASA claims that they forgot the tapes or whatever were destroyed, and they forgot how to go to the moon. Yeah, I got that from some article. Anyways, that's so ridiculous. Yes, Israel back at it again. I guess so is Iran. And there are some other disturbing, let's see, disturbing ideas from the president. You know why he came out and labeled Iran, or parts of Iran, a terrorist state? I mean, haven't they always been the axis of evil anyway? And weren't they labeled this before, a terrorist state? But President Trump did it again, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Because we are at war with terror, are we not? So that may be an excuse for future events to go in. Satellite images show Syrian base destroyed by Israeli strike. Iranian fighters are killed. Yeah, and this is in Syria, okay? After Syria already told Israel not to go in there and do this again. That was their red line. So, but anyways, I don't blame Israel. I can't blame Israel at all. I mean, they're only going after those targets with the Iranians. Okay? The Iranians have declared that it was their jihad to wipe Israel off the face of the map, which means totally destroy them. And if my country, my little country, was being threatened with this, yeah, I would be watching every minute of their movements and trying to stop their movements, especially, as close as they are to Israel's borders. So, in any case, there's a satellite image. There's another story out there. Yeah, this one from World Israel News. Netanyahu indicates Israel attacked Iranian-linked base in Syria. Okay, so he's admitted it. So I guess we'll wait to see the rest of the world will do. This is, we talked about this. They talked about this 3D printing. I guess we there was an article and we put it out there, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. But now we got this from the week. Scientists have created the world's first 3D printed heart. Yeah. They actually took cells, from this person and made, how they made it with that, whatever, but they made this heart. Anyways, that's pretty significant. And I believe it was an Israeli scientist who did this. So, yeah, thanks to Thanks to the wonder of 3D printing, scientists have managed to create real working heart out of the patient's own cells. I don't know how that works. Anyways, I mean, if they can do that way, and that's fine. What's wrong with that? You can just go make these things. It'll just, anyways, it'd be good for many people. So I heard from another article that the Israelis invented it. That's what I was trying to get at. So yeah. Lesson said Tal Devere, a professor at Tel Aviv University who directed the project. The medical breakthrough was published on Monday in the journal Advanced Science, where it laid out the possibility of personalized tissues and organs being custom printed for patients who need them, rather than those patients relying on the organ donors. So, just imagine, your loved one, yourself, in the hospital, you're on a list of, who knows, 1,000 people, and you have a couple days to live, okay, and you're on a list of 1,000, you're not going to get at the top of the list. So imagine that you could just now bring in this machine, or have a machine somewhere, print it up, and FedEx it. There you go. However it works. Kind of making it simplistic there, but I'm pretty sure the Israeli scientists, again, developed that. This from WND, $300 million push for the next president to back the Green New Deal. She looks pretty lonely behind that sign. You do remember that, I think it was last week before, there was actually a vote for this Green New Deal thing. Now, I don't know if that was propaganda or not, or this is propaganda. This is definitely propaganda, because that's not what they want. They don't want a Green New Deal. What their Green New Deal is a socialist country, while these, especially her, will be on the top tier, drinking her martinis or whatever she drinks, eating her bonbons, in the life of luxury, while the rest of us, with all the wealth that's spread around, still live in squalor, or whatever you want to call it. That's how, anyway. Yeah, so they're going to try, get these rich millionaires, elites groups. They got some group out there that puts up all this money for, the right person to get into office to make the laws. Just like Ortez and Ima Omar and the other Islamic representative were paid money for the votes to get these people in there. They've been trying to change this country to a socialist country for a long, long time. I remember the Nazis being here. Well, I don't remember it, but I remember seeing articles and pictures and video of Nazi protesters during some elections way back in the 40s. So things like that have been around here for a long time. And because we're America, those things go on. I mean, freedom of speech, right? Bring the Nazis here, people want, that kind of fascism and all the other stuff that goes with it. Of course, they say that President Trump is fascist, but that's coming from the socialists. Yeah, I remember that vote. It was a great defeat for the Green New Deal. I mean, there's not even any common sense in this Green New Deal. Trump has eliminated a lot of these, what do you call it, restrictions, on these companies that come in. I guess the material that they let out into the atmosphere or whatever, I forget what they call that. But anyways, Trump has lifted those rules, those regulations. That's what it is, those regulations. And that's why we've gotten other companies to come back to the United States. All I can say, people, I know a lot of you don't believe it, but us humans cannot really affect what goes on in this world. Just look at it this way for a minute. Okay, wherever you are, okay, picture yourself, and I'm sure you have. You've seen a lot of movies. You have somewhat of an imagination. Some people don't. But picture yourself, okay? You're looking down at your feet. You're looking at the earth around you. And then just back out like you're going in, up and up. And the further you go up, the smaller the earth gets, and so on and so forth. But it takes a while to go up. And then you go up. And sorry, people, that one little dot, that one little you, I don't care if there's a billion of you in one area in China. China's one landmass, okay, with billions of people there. and all the smog and everything else that they put out. It's not going to change the Earth. Just think about this. Where did all the radiation go for all those nuclear tests that they've done since 1947? And there were thousands and thousands of them. Where did all that nuclear radiation go? Has that affected this planet? Do you think that's what's going on? Where did that go? How come there's no reporting on that radiation? I don't know. You just don't understand that. We're too small. We're too insignificant to make any kind of changes like that. We can make temporary changes in our atmosphere by spraying it with aluminum and other crazy stuff, or spray barium, and as it comes down to the ground, we inhale this stuff or ingest it somehow, and that's just temporary. This Earth is a living, I believe, a living organism of some type, ecosystem, whatever, and it fixes all these things. Even if they do tend to scratch the glass, per se, with a diamond, the Earth knows how to come back and fix it. Well, you get people telling you about this global warming. I mean, yes, we may go through a period of global warming or global cooling, solar minimum, and so on and so forth. But it's not because of something we did. Nope. We're not. No, we just can't. No. You think the God of the universe, the God of all gods, will allow human beings to affect the Earth and its climate and its... Anyway, he wouldn't. There'd be safeguards to that. I mean, heck, he made a Van Allen belt, the last belt before you reach space, as a barrier, so that mankind can't get out and other things can't get in. That's why it's there. The hedge of protection. I don't know what she's going to talk about now. Don't know. See, the Washington Beacon. This is part of the other story right there. Okay, the 300 million. We'll just go down here. This election cycle to advance progressive causes such as the Green New Deal. In a confidential document outlining the plan by the Democracy Alliance was obtained by the Washington Beacon. And so I went and looked for that and got this right here. Liberal donor group wants next president to support the Green New Deal. So yeah, I mean, that's how you get politicians in there. You get them in through money. Give them money. Yeah. Give them money, make promises, and don't keep them. I mean, the only thing Obama kept was fundamentally changing America. Yeah. He almost brought this whole country down. You people were so blinded. He did not win the second term. That was given to him. Or the first term was given to him too, but more so the second. So this private document, I suppose it's just a 4-page document. I have not really seen, but if this is the document here, it talks about the money that's going to be poured in. And since the founding, 2005, among those objectives is the Green New Deal. And hope you can see through that this is basically just they want to bring communism, socialist, or socialism. Start with socialism. Same thing, socialism, communism. It's a little more relaxed, I guess, is the socialist aspect of it. But if you're interested in that and what they're trying to do, there's the 2 links. Yeah, and this is another reason why I kind of got away from listening to K-Love anyway. They just seemed like they were always, even during the day, running some kind of, they asking for money all the time. All the time. I mean, I see listen to, or used to listen to, plenty of other stations, and I listen to the news station. I mean, they have their commercials. But there's many days I went on there and I couldn't even get a, lucky if I got a song every 5 minutes or more. Most of it was about donations. I don't know if I was listening to a particular season where they did that. But anyway, I got away from that. But now this. I can't stand when so-called Christian networks, Christian people, Christian businesses, Christian whatever, Christian bands, Christian singers, when they're not Christian. They only claim that to make money. This Christian radio, K-Love, refuses to air Unplanned ads, their ads, for being too political. So they won't run the commercials. Christian radio behemoth K-Love found itself in hot water when executives at the company blocked commercials for the pro-life movie Unplanned. The Pure Flex film tells the story of Abby Johnson, a former Planned Parenthood clinic director who parted with the organization after she watched a doctor perform an abortion via ultrasound. In late March, Johnson revealed the Christian radio network had banned ads for Unplanned, claiming the content was too political, which K-Love works to avoid. Johnson urged her Facebook followers to reach out to K-Love. Soon thereafter, the radio conglomerate doubled down on its decision, noting that the company focuses on positive and encouraging content that is safe for the whole family. Really? Oh, all right. Safe for the whole family. Positive and encouraging content. You know how many times that I've heard that from Christians? You got to have positive and safe content. And we don't talk about anything sensitive. We don't get into details. You know, mention it briefly and then go on or something like that. I mean, really, man. I don't know. Just heard a lot about that lately, about other Christians offending other Christians, about coming in and you know, a couple of YouTubers, or at least one in particular that I heard today, was kind of trying to fire back at some so-called Christian who commented on her videos and accused her of being a transgender something. And, you know, that's not anybody, that is not a Christian. I mean, Christian is when somebody hence the word Christian. I mean, that's what the faith, that's what they called the faith when you followed Christ. When you follow his ways. It doesn't mean, you know, yeah, I don't like to call myself that. I have done it periodically. I'm not going to call myself that anymore. I'm really going to get away from that. I'm just, you know, people ask you, well, what's your religion? You know, I don't know, what do you tell them? I don't have a religion. I have Jesus Christ. And I try to follow in his footsteps. Not that I'm, you know, doing it on any one particular day better than anybody else or worse than anybody else. We all make mistakes. We all, you know, sin or catch ourselves doing things. Our hope is to make ourselves Christ-like, you know, to follow him and want to be like him. And that's, you know, that's kind of my definition of a Christian. But when I hear other people, I mean, yes, we are to expose evil. We are to rebuke our brothers and sisters. We rebuke demons. I mean, we are to go to our brothers and sisters, hopefully, you know, privately first. And if they won't change, of course, you can't go to them about, you know, say, I don't know, sleeping around when you doing that, because that's like the Bible says, fix your own log in your own eye before you go after this splinter in your brother's eye. That's kind of how I figure it. I mean, anyway, we do have to, lift each other up. Let's talk to our brothers and sisters about these things, but, do it with meekness, do it in love, of course. I used to just do it, now I've gotten a little better at it. You don't want to go and attack somebody for something. You want to, gently bring it to them, but definitely do not bring it to them. Don't just continue to let them do it, and then you're hanging out together too. I mean, anyways. Read the Bible. The Bible tells you all this stuff. Some of these, I know it's just it makes me it's irritating. I can say it's irritating. It's irritating when you have all these so-called Christians, and some are Christians, but they have different beliefs. And I don't know why. I do know why. I mean, the devil just, he confuses. He's the author of the lie. So, anyways, I haven't found anybody that's 100% right yet. I'm not 100% right either. If I'm following somebody who's not 100% right, then I'm not 100% right. Anyways, it's a journey. It's a relationship with Christ, and trying to improve that along the way and improve ourselves. And I'm telling you right now, if somebody else is bothers you, if it bothers you that this person is doing this or that, then walk away. I mean, it used to bother me that I have unequally yoked persons in my house, and when I see something, sometimes it irritates me. It used to irritate me all the time. And then, I don't know if, I think the Holy Spirit told me, somebody told me, that it's not them, it's me. It's me. Because if I can get irritated for them doing that, then it's me. I'm the one that's irritated. So I have a problem with that. I'm either not loving enough my brothers and sisters and my wife, we're to forgive 7 times, 7. I mean, we're to forgive every time. In any case, it's more of a journey for you and your spiritual reckoning, spiritual awareness, your growth. Believe me, when you start growing, people around you will notice. That's the whole thing. Sometimes we think that they don't notice. They're not noticing that I've changed, and you're getting all irritated, and it's you. You need to stop it. Really do. You need to stop. You need to back out and see for what it is. It's you getting irritated for whatever reasons you have to get irritated. You know what I mean? Anyways, it's just crazy that way. So, I'm learning a lot. But what I've learned in that, about that, it's not my wife, it's me. And so this one, in response to that movie, Unplanned, nearly 100 abortion clinics, workers anyway, seek to leave the industry. Seeing this pro-life movie. That's good news. Very good news. And so I'm going to leave you with this. This is our President Trump, of course. And this is him basically turning on the lights brighter than they need to be. And we all need to pray for our salvation, because a lot of people are going to be hurt by this. I don't know if he knows it. Hopefully we can pray for him to have the Holy Spirit tell him this 5G is not something that is better for us. It's quite the opposite. We live in the times where evil is good and good is seen as evil. Okay? These are the times we live in. Guaranteed. Look around you. Pay attention.
A lot of important days at our White House, and this is, to me, the future. Winning the race to be the world's leading provider of 5G cellular communications networks. It's all about 5G now. Secure 5G networks will absolutely be a vital link to America's prosperity and national security in the 21st century. 5G will be as much as 100 times faster than the current 4G cellular networks. It will transform the way our citizens work, learn, communicate, and travel.
Do you all need 100 times more speed than what you have now? I mean, half of you aren't even paying for the full bandwidth that your, providers are providing you. They're just doing it for the money. They have, anyways, they have different levels. If you're only going to pay $35 for a certain level and you want more speed, you're going to have to pay more money. But it's already here. I got back with my cable company, and I made sure that I'm getting what I'm paid for. So they guaranteed, 100 megabytes a second. I think that was upload, and download was, I think it was 10 or 20. Well, most other companies, it's like 40% upload and 5% download. I mean, figures like that. But I don't need anything faster unless I'm running, a business and I have all these things going on. It's all a matter of how many people are using that particular, Wi-Fi or network. That'll determine how, but you can always get another line. Not good for you.
It'll make American farms
I don't need it 100
productive,
times
American
faster.
manufacturing more competitive, and American healthcare better and more accessible. Basically, it covers almost everything when you get right down to it. Pretty amazing.
And this is from StopTheCrime.net.
Networks paved the way for smartphones and all of the exciting breakthroughs. They made possible so many things.
He does a great job with this stuff.
More secure and resilient. 5G networks will also create astonishing and really thrilling new opportunities for our people. Opportunities that we've never even thought we had a possibility of looking at. We cannot allow any other country to outcompete the United States in this powerful industry of the future. We are leading by so much in so many different industries of that.
So he's just going to go on to tell you, okay, yeah, nobody else is going to lead in this industry. We are on the ground level. We are going to lead, even though China is starting to do it too, I heard. And it's supposed to bring in like millions of new jobs, 1.5 million. I don't know if it was 1.5 or 6 million, but it was in the millions. And the amount of money is a huge amount, and they're not going to be stopped. It doesn't. There's another reason for it anyway. They're not going to do any research on it. And the research that you do and bring to them. I've seen some people win battles in courts and town councils and stuff like that. And that's what you're going to need to do to keep that stuff away from you. I've told you I have 2 towers within a 2-mile radius of me. I think I took a picture. I never showed anybody, but I could take a picture of them again. They are, huge like this, probably with a lot more things on it. Anyways, I don't know why they need 2 within a 2-mile radius of me. Or whatever. So you can almost guarantee that if they're going to put 5G up over here, it'll be there. Or it already is. With that, everyone, I'll have all the links for you. I mean, he'll go on talking for 5 minutes, and then the other guy, from the FCC will come on and talk for 5 minutes. And it's all about, what do they call that? Innovating. Yeah, it's all about the future. Well, we've already know that people, women are having miscarriages, that they're not able to have babies. Men are being sterile. We're just having less babies. And then that's why, this deception is out there about this abortion. And not only that, but we're killing the ones that we're having. This country is in the decline with population. There can't, I guess there be an increase, but I don't know, you have to think about that stuff, man. In fact, and then a lot of people are getting sick with this 5G. They're getting tumors, cancers, children getting cancers. They're putting them in schoolyards and parking lots and mini malls along the main route, where all the people go. Remember, the Georgia Guidestones, 500 manageable, million. Agenda 2030. Remember that? Okay, everyone. God bless you all. I will see you Wednesday. Peace out, everyone.